So Brock brought me home a whole bunch of pellets. I have to go outside, and it is really gray out, but I'm going to go outside and start pulling those pellets apart so I can take them to the saw and start making some stuff with them. Why don't you come on with me? No wonder some people actually cut it apart with a saw. It's going in. The nails aren't coming out. I got a part of one. We're going to set it over here. It's 60 degrees out. I'm already sweating. What are you going to say about it? These are very strong nails. Look, they're like swirly, and I feel like that really holds them in a lot better. There's another one off, but again, it's split. So I don't know how to get these off without cutting them, and I don't want to cut them yet. Finally got one, mostly in one piece. This is what I'm looking for. There really is a reason for the claw hammer, because with that nail pulled almost all the way out, I just can't pull it out with the pry bar. This is mostly good. another one out. Now, if they're partially broken, that's fine because I can work with that. All that work to get this off of here without breaking it. But from this side you can see I've cracked it all the way down. Crack the board all the way down again. There has got to be an easier and more effective way to do this. So yesterday I was having a really hard time trying to take apart these pallets with a crowbar, and I didn't even get a whole pallet done. It took me an hour and a half to accomplish almost nothing. So I tried calling my brother a few times. He didn't answer, and then I had some things to do. So what I did is I put things away and I started looking at some YouTube videos, and I found a couple. I saw one where a man showed how to use a Sawzall to cut through the nails between the boards and the runners. And that's great. That works. Another option was to take the circular saw and just cut them off at the outside runners, and then we got shorter boards. Really wasn't looking forward to doing that. So my husband, Brock, darling person that he is, he found a video of a man using some wood blocks. And so I've gone and gotten some wood blocks from the neighbors kind of behind us. They're doing some building project and they had some discards. And so I went and got some. I may have gotten too big of a block, and so I might have to go back and get something smaller again. But we're going to see. Let's find out. So what I've done is I've taken a wood block and put it on this side of the board. Then I've taken another wood block, put it on the other side of the board, and now I'm going to put this piece on top of them. And what that does is it lifts the runners off of the ground. So the next step is just to hit this runner using a wood block to protect it, and it should pull these boards down. The runner is down and pull the nails right out. So that method of using the blocks, the wood blocks, it's not going to work on this pallet. And one of the comments that I had heard was, well, sure, the wood block method works with the old worn out pallets, but you're not going to be able to use it with new good pallets. So this is one of the newer good pallets. And so the wood block method is not going to work. I am going to have to cut this apart if I want to save myself some labor. So let's go see what kind of sawzall the husband has, and if he has a blade for it. Ouch. Okay, I shouldn't probably squat down like this, but what's a girl gonna do? So pounding things out with the wood blocks didn't work. Taking things apart with a crowbar didn't work. I now have a sawzall. I had to go to the store and pick up a blade. I found a blade that says that it's for nail embedded wood, or wood with embedded nails. And I checked with the clerk at Ace Hardware, and he said, yes, this is definitely what I'm looking for. I've never used a sawzall before. I just read the owner's manual, the operator's manual. I have some safety glasses. I have turned the handle. I thought that was really amazing. You can turn the handle so that your hand is straight up and down the way you want it, but the blade is going sideways. So I've done that, and I just have to plug it in and see how it's going to work. So the video I watched, it said that you should take a chisel and pound it between the boards where the nails are, just so that you've got a place to get your sawzall through. I was right, and the know-it-alls were wrong. I needed the longer blade. It's pretty simple. Okay, so you've just seen me take apart an entire pallet with the Sawzall and a combination of the Sawzall and the little crowbar. Sometimes those nails are easier to get out than others, and so the Sawzall would have been necessary for like really good pallets for the whole way. But I was able to use the crowbar in a couple, just to show that there are times when you can get them apart without using a power tool. And then when you can, when you can get them apart without a power tool, sometimes if they're regular nails, you can actually salvage those nails. You know, we're not poor yet, but it's, you know, the economy's going bad, and it's time now to start doing things like salvaging wood that you can use for projects, and salvaging nails if you don't have already a big stack of them, or if you're just trying to be nice to the environment, not cut down more trees, if you're trying to just be a good steward of this land that God gave us, whatever it is, you know. But I now have the wood from 2 pallets, which now the way I did it with the Sawzall, understand that it leaves nail pieces in the board. So I'm going to show you this here in a second. But using these nail pieces leaving these nail pieces in the board, you're going to have to go through with a tap, and you basically just pound them out backward with this tap. You put it on there, hit it with a hammer, the nail comes out, or at least it comes part way out so you can pull it. So I'm going to show you that right now. So these are the nails, and you see they've been cut off and then turned around on the other side. That's the nail head. So I don't know where my husband's taps are right now. I will have to wait for him to come back come home from work. I will get those, and then the next day that it's not raining, I can come out and show how those are tapped out. But you just basically don't want to run your sander or your power saw over those nails. You're going to damage equipment and possibly damage yourself. So better just to wait until those are pounded out. And just so you can see, this is a little pile of wood that I got. Now, it looks bigger than it is. Trust me, it's not that big. But it's pretty big. And this is, some of it's wood that I'll be able to reuse. Some of it's not. Maybe because it's heat treated. Okay. Because it's heat treated, it'll be safe for me to put in my fireplace. Whatever scraps I can't use them in my wood stove and heat the house with it. And then what I can use, I got to get it good and dry anyway because it got rained on without the tarp. But then I will sand it down, smooth it out, and make something out of it. So here's hoping.